Arsenal 1, Chelsea 0. Job done in the second leg of the Carabao Cup. The LinkedIn manager has been disposed of. Liam Rosenior, I don't want to see this guy talking about aging men anymore because he's been outclassed. We did what we had to do and that's the end of it. And Arsenal finally, after so long, we are Wembley bound. The last time we were Wembley bound, I was about 5'1" tall. It's fair to say that it's been a long time coming. Kai Havertz scored against his former club. They said it was 60 million down the drain, but I don't think so. But ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, you know the drill. I don't know why I'm saying you know the drill, because we've only done it once before, but it's time for the public interviews. And with the main man, Ty himself, what do you make of the game today?
The lucky, man. We just did what we had to do. We just did what we had to do. We didn't have to win, but we won. We kept a clean sheet. Kai scored again against Chelsea. It was it, really. I don't know. It's a strange game because we didn't really play like we could, but we didn't need to win. I think if we needed to win, we would have gone for it. I don't think we didn't go for it because we knew any win or draw was enough.
I agree with you. Obviously,
it was a bit of a strange game, but it was a winning performance, and that's the most important thing. It wasn't the best performance, but it was a winning performance, and we didn't need to go for it. If we did need to go for it, I think we would have played a lot better and possibly could have won by more, even though I thought we had the best chances.
I agree with you. Now, obviously, we've got either City or Newcastle in the final. Which one of those teams would you say that you prefer to get in the final?
Well, I wouldn't say anything. I just want us to hopefully win. I wouldn't choose a preference because, you know what I mean. I just want to win because against Newcastle, have got Aaron Ramsey, our former goalkeeper. So, you know, I wish them luck. I wouldn't have a preference. Whoever we're through now. So whoever we face, we're more than happy to take on. So I wouldn't have a preference, really.
You think we beat both of those teams, though?
Well, we'd like to think so. Otherwise, there's no point getting to the final. It's going to be a difficult game, but you know we're hopeful of playing as well as we can and hopefully winning. Even though we wouldn't underestimate Manchester City or Newcastle, but then we don't underestimate ourselves as well.
I agree with you. Obviously, you know, if we get that first piece of silver under our belt, what do you think that they could do for the mentality of the players for the rest of the season?
It could do a lot, but I mean, Mikel did win the FA Cup, and we have got a lot of winners in the dressing room who might not have won trophies with us as yet, but you know they've won trophies with other teams and countries. Martin Zed and Mikel M, unfortunately he's injured. Ebereche won the FA Cup with Crystal Palace. Declan won the Conference League with West Ham. Gabriel Martinelli won the Olympics. So even though we haven't won since Mikel has won the FA Cup, we've got a lot of winners in the dressing room, and I think people seem to forget. So hopefully it can be a springboard, but you know it's not as if we haven't got winners in the dressing room, and that's why at the moment we're doing well. We just hope to keep our feet on the ground, stay humble, hopefully win things.
I agree with you. Obviously, you know, the past couple of weeks, the Arsenal, you know, the fan base, we've been getting a little bit uneasy especially after the game against United. Obviously, the Leeds performance was a big bounce back. I think one thing I've noticed, we have a lot more wiggle room than we maybe think. I don't think City or Aston Villa are the type of teams that could, you know, claw back a 6-point or a 7-point lead. Do you agree with that?
I don't know about what people were getting edgy for. I definitely wasn't. And I look at that Manchester United game, I see what Lisandro Martinez did, punching Gabriel J in the head in the area in front of the linesman, and I don't know how he doesn't get a red card and a sending off. So when I look at that, I can't say that Manchester United won. I just say they cheated, and once again, the VAR was not good enough. So, but no. I wasn't one of them. I'm surprised if people were, because we're still in a fantastic position, you know, and we should never have lost that game ever. Should have lost that game. Probably would have won. Also, 2 handballs as well. The handball for Dorgu's goal, the handball by Harry Maguire. So you know what I mean. If those are seen and correctly dealt with, they don't even win the game. So no. I'm not worried about that. I thought against Leeds we were absolutely fantastic. We really were. So you know. And today we did what we had to do. So no. I think we need to like the team and the manager and all the backroom staff. We have to ignore outside noise. I think that's something about nothing as far as I'm concerned. Because I think we're pretty settled as a fan base, and I think we should be because we're doing really well.
I agree with what you're saying, but you don't think that, you know, the game against Forest and the game against United, you don't think those performances would have warranted any sort of nerve starting to creep in from the fan base? Obviously, I hear what you're saying, I agree with you, but I think that because we haven't won, you know, the league in so long, I think that people are so quick to throw around, you know, the whole bottle narrative, and I think I know I agree with what you're saying, but I think because of that, because people throw around this bottling word, even like for example, me, like with friends, when we draw or we lose a game, when people call us bottlers, I'm like, hang on, like, what's this about?
But no one in world football can ever call us bottlers, because it's not about bottling. If you don't win things, you're not bottling it. You're just being unlucky. But it's not bottling at all. And yeah, obviously there was cause for concern against Nottingham Forest. But what did Nottingham Forest do? Nottingham Forest did absolutely nothing, and we should have won the game. But at the same time, we were there. I think when we beat Wolverhampton Wanderers, or is it Brighton or Wolverhampton Wanderers, we were 2 points clear. Now we are 6 points clear. So that's a swing our way of 4 points. So no. There is concern, yeah, but there's nothing to worry about, because we're still in a fantastic position with a fantastic squad. And, you know, like I said, I don't listen to outside noise, because outside noise will always say that, because before they were saying a different thing. When we lost to Liverpool, people were saying that the league was over. So they're not saying that now. So no. There's nothing to worry about as long as we do what we're doing.
Last question, brother. I don't want to hold you too much. How many trophies do you think we'll win come the end of the season?
I can't say that. I think if we do our job and we get proper decisions, you know, then hopefully as many as possible. I think we'll be successful, but it's us doing our job and hoping that the referees and linesmen or lineswomen or full officials or VAR do theirs. If they do that, then I can't really say, because I think we have to be humble. We can't be arrogant, and we can't take anything for granted to say we have a divine right to win things. But if we play well, then ultimately will. So I can't say hopefully as many as possible, but I would never ever tempt fate by saying that, you know, we're definitely going to win this.
Brother, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Take it easy. Safe travels, man. Who am I here with?
Tatum.
Nice to meet you, brother. What do you think of their game today?
Do you know what? It was like a bit of a chess match at first. It was like both teams didn't want to sort of go for it, but Chelsea went for it at the end, and like I say, we nicked one just to, like I say, when they went for it. So 1-0 to the Arsenal. Happy days.
Happy days. Obviously, first cup final in a while. Obviously, we've got either Newcastle or Man City. How do you think we fare against either of them?
City, I think, will be their tougher opponents, especially, like I say, because we're, you know, head-to-head with them in the Premier League as well. But I think psychologically for this team, what it will do, if we can beat City in a final, obviously it's before the Premier League season ends, so I think it would help us get over the line as well, mentally, especially, let's say, if we beat them in a final, that's a cup, and then go do the double, hopefully.
100%. I think the last thing remaining for this team, you know, we've shown we've got quality. Absolutely. We've shown we can be consistent now this season, even though people have said, you know, we're falling off. Even me, at some points, I've been worried, but we're starting to show that when it gets tough, we do have the underbelly that we need. For example, today, a lot of people would have thought, you know, we might throw the game away, but we stayed strong, we played well, and, you know, we nicked the goal at the end. Obviously, the last thing we have remaining to do is pick up some silverware. Obviously, you said what it would do to the team. Do you want to go a bit more into depth of what that could do for the team?
Absolutely, like I say to you, I think the finals in March time, so it's obviously before the end of the season, so the final stretch, as I like to call it, obviously the last 10 games are the hardest, I think. We'll see what this Arsenal team have got, but I think, like I say, psychologically, you get over the line against this City team, especially with, like I say, win your first cup in a while. Like, we haven't won this cup since the 90s, you know what I mean? It's been a while, so it'd be good to get that under our belt. And then, like I say, they'll get a taste for winning, and hopefully then they can go on and, you know, do the business in the league.
Yeah, hopefully they get addicted to that winning feeling. Somebody did say to me, when I came in for the United game, they said by the time we get to the Etihad, we need at least 6 points.
Absolutely.
Clear.
I agree. I completely agree with you. Like I say, it just takes off the pressure off us. Like, it really does, mate. We can actually go there, and like I say, the pressure's not on us. It's on them to win their game. Like I say, we can go there. Obviously, I don't want to draw. I want us to win every game. But at the end of the day, you've got to take your point. Like I say, like pointing against Chelsea away at Stamford Bridge, just looking like an alright point at the minute, for example. So, but yeah, like I say, mate, it's a long way to go still. But psychologically, I think, you know, a couple of silverware, we can do it this year.
I think this result and us going to Wembley, I think it's going to do the world of good, not only for the players but for the fans. You know, obviously the last couple of weeks have been a bit shaky. You know, we saw people have been throwing out the bottle narrative, whatever. Even me personally, I was starting to get a bit worried. Obviously, City, they're on our tails, but they don't really look that convincing in any game they play. I think we've got a lot more wiggle room than we maybe give ourselves, if that makes sense. I think City are a lot more susceptible to dropping points than us in the rest of the season.
100%, mate. And like I said, this ain't the City team and the same City team. I keep telling people as well that are going to go on a 9, 10, you know, winning streak sort of that. It's not the same City. So the only thing I will say is when capitalise, we have to capitalise. There's been a couple of times where I feel like we could put our foot on their necks at the time and obviously go and win that, and a good team goes and win that. So only time will tell, and hopefully, like I say, this Saturday, mate, it's a massive one against Sunderland. So like I said to you, mate, win the game, sit back, relax, and just go see if obviously Liverpool can do us a favour as well.
Obviously, last question, shouts of a potential quadruple. How many trophies do you realistically think we will win this season?
I think 2. I think 2's realistic. Like I say, obviously getting to a final now, it's a one-off game. Anything can happen, obviously. And then obviously the league. I want the league more than anything. Like I said to you, if it meant that obviously we prioritise one or the other in the Champions League or the league, I'll be honest with you, I know we haven't won the Champions League, but I want the league. Like I say, I'm 27 years old. Yeah, I was alive when we was invincible, but at the end of the day, I was too young to really understand sort of like what's going on sort of thing. So I want to witness that. Yeah, be the champions of England, hopefully.
I mean, same. I mean, I was 19 and I've never seen us win the league, so
exactly.
it'd be something special. Anyway, my brother, take it easy. Thank you for your time, man. Take it easy, bro. Right, we're here with the main man himself. What do you think of the game today?
One of the worst games I've ever watched with one of the best endings I've ever seen. Kai Havertz, he's the man.
They said 60 million down the drain. They wouldn't be thinking that anymore.
Pointed to the badge as well. You're having a laugh. You see the limbs at the end, pointing to the badge against his former club. He fucking hates him. He scored against him a couple of times.
I don't blame him.
Nah, neither. Chelsea's scum.
Obviously, we have City or Newcastle in the final. Now, first thing I want to ask, which one of those teams would you prefer?
Do you know what? In a weird way, I prefer City because, one, I think we can do them, and two, I think if we do them, it gives us that edge over them for the rest of the season. I think that's a big mentality. I think it will be City in the final. They're 2-0 up at the Etihad. Bring me City, we can do them.
Obviously, I saw something where it said if we draw them in the Champions League quarter-final, we can play them like 4 times in a space of like 2 weeks, I think it was.
I saw that.
And obviously, the first of those would be the Carabao Cup final. What do you think that could do for the players if we nick that Carabao Cup from them?
It shows us that we are winners. And respectfully, we haven't seen that yet. And if we were to lift that Carabao Cup, I think it's a massive momentum shift amongst our squad. Because although it's the Carabao Cup, it's not the most amazing bit of silverware you can win. It's still a trophy, which we haven't done in a long time. So it'll be important to win.
Obviously, you know, over the past couple of weeks, there's been a lot of riff-raff around the club. Obviously, we didn't pick up that many great results recently. United game is always sort of, I guess, the cherry on top, you could say. I think one thing I've learned is we've got a lot more wiggle room than we maybe give ourselves credit for.
Yeah, 100%.
I don't think City or Villa are a team that could make up a 6 or 7 point lead.
Yeah, because we got 2 teams, you know. We had a few big players out today, but we barely even noticed because of the depth that we've got. I think that I said it recently, a lot of our fans are getting quite, there's an entitlement amongst the fan base. I don't think we're appreciating what this Arsenal team is doing. Like, we're at Wembley, we're top of the league, we're top of the Champions League, we're playing Wigan in the FA Cup, probably win that. You know, we're competing on all 4 fronts. This is what it looks like to do that. So let's appreciate the journey.
Obviously, you were talking about the depth. I remember last season when we lost Saka or when we lost Ødegaard, we looked like we had no hope. Both of them were out today, and we looked, obviously it wasn't a great watch, but there wasn't really any points where I was bricking it or Chelsea looked that threatening. I think it goes to show the quality of the team that we have now.
100%, we've trusted the process and we're here now. We can't fuck it up. No more bottling.
I agree. No more bottling. You hear that, lads? No more bottling. Last question. How many trophies do you think we will win by the end of the season?
I think we'll finish on 2. I don't know what 2 it will be. It could be the league in Carabao, it could be the league in the Champs. I think 2. I'll take 1. I'll take the Prem and I'm done. But I think this team's capable of winning all 4. Probably won't. Never been done before. But yeah, minimum 2 for me.
You're speaking facts. The main man right here.
You're very good.
Thank you, man.
You are very good.
Take it easy, bro. Who am I here with?
Andrew Jean-Baptiste, what's up?
Nice to meet you, brother. What do you think of the game today?
I mean, it's one of those games where, you know, Arsenal's going to dominate, you know, possession-wise, you know, getting out of pressure well, you know, but it's just one of those games where, you know, Chelsea is a dynamic team to hit them on counterattacks, and obviously with the back line we have, you know, they dealt with it well. You know, they weren't too dangerous, but, you know, honestly, a team like Chelsea can make anything out of something.
Obviously, we got City or Newcastle in the final. How do you think we fare against either of those teams?
To be fair, you know, when it's up against these big teams, you know, like when it's Man City, you know, Chelsea and Liverpool and all, you know, we have a system, you know, it's more the teams like Newcastle where, you know, things get iffy, you know, it gets into a little grudge match. So, you know, I mean, if they match them on energy, you know, I think, you know, we can always meet them tactically and technically, but energy is always where it's at when these games get started.
So you're more worried about potentially facing Newcastle?
To be fair, yeah, you know what I mean? Like, not to take anything away from Man City, you know, they're a dangerous team. Honestly, personally, for me, I feel like anybody can score in Man City. It's whether or not you can keep them from scoring. You know, in Newcastle, they're all sorts of dangerous in the sense of, you know, counters, set pieces, building up and, you know, defending in a block. So, I mean,
I would personally prefer Newcastle, but I can see what you're saying because I think Newcastle would bring a fight that City just won't. But obviously, let's say regardless of what team we face in the final, what do you think winning that competition could do for the mentality of the players for the rest of the season?
I mean, I think you already spoken right there. You know, mentality. You know, you grab the first trophy. You know, this one comes before all all the others. You know, I mean, if we grab this one, it puts everybody in a positive mentality to take it into the next two trophies that we could win. So, I mean, that's football, isn't it? You know what I mean?
There's talks of a potential quadruple. How many trophies do you realistically think we're going to win this season? If you think it's 4, you can be honest.
No. Don't get me wrong. Like the thing is, I'm too superstitious. You know, what I mean, I don't like talking about things that we haven't won yet. You know, I'm a footballer myself, so I don't like manifesting these things because I don't think the football gods work in those kind of ways. You know what I mean? So obviously, in hopes, I want all of them. You know what I mean? To really set the tone, send a message to the rest of the world. You know what I mean? Like, yo, we're here, we're back. You know what I mean? Like all this riffraff before is done with. You know what I mean? But I take two. Minimum two.
What would those two be?
This is Carabao. Give me a Champions League and a Prem.
Champions League and a Prem.
Give me those. I'll sacrifice this for a Champions League and a Prem.
You know, for me, it's the Prem, bro. Bro, we haven't won the Prem the whole time I've been alive.
Yeah, no, 100%.
I need to see it.
Nah, I hear that. But the thing is, for me, is Tottenham made it to a finals, and that still doesn't sit with me well.
So you want to get that back on them?
Yeah, exactly. You know, they made it back before we've made it back. So, like, I said made it back. No, they haven't even made it before. So for them to make it before we've made it back again is kind of a little bit frustrating, But nah, we need to snatch that. Tottenham can't be having that. They're sitting high heavy with a finals defeat. It doesn't sit pretty with me.
I agree, bro. I can't lie. All right, brother.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man.
Who am I here with?
I'm Kashi.
What do you think of the game today?
I'll start with the lineup because obviously, my own opinion, I don't analyze game without starting with the lineup. I feel like it was not the sort of lineup we should have come up with Arsenal. This would have been a good lineup if we are 0-0 at the bridge or probably 1-0 ahead of Arsenal. We just probably want to keep the momentum. We want to stop Arsenal from crashing on us and score too many goals. But for God's sake, why are we playing a low block when we were go down, bro?
That's what I was thinking as well.
I think that really defined us a lot. That really defined how so low Chelsea have come. Disgraceful, bro. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. In my own opinion, that tactics work in the first half for what we want to do. And what we want to do doesn't work out because we need a goal, we need to score, we need to qualify, we need to be in Wembley. But at the end of the day, we came here to play a fucking low block.
I know you probably don't want to talk about us right now, but I have to ask this question. How many trophies do you think we will win come the end of the season?
Yeah, I still want to talk about Arsenal performance today. Terrible performance. You guys saw what Chelsea is doing and you're so comfortable.
Exactly, it was a terrible performance, but it didn't need to be a good performance.
Yeah, it was like a shortcut for you to go to Wembley.
Yeah.
What we showed in the first half, easy win for Arsenal.
Comfy.
I'm telling you, I think Arteta will be thinking like, look at this guy. It doesn't take 45 minutes to score Arsenal. You need more than 90 minutes to score Arsenal. Best team in terms of defending in Europe. And you're coming down here to play that kind of strategy and thinking you can come back in the second half and score goal against Gabriel and Saliba. No, it's not gonna work out, bro. So to me, I feel like, but Arsenal wasn't having a good game. It should have been smashing us 2-3-0 in the first half. But at the end of the day, you guys scored a very messy goal in the last 9 minutes. That bastard scored us again. And yeah, we go on from there.
I think it was a mature performance from Arsenal.
It's just a cheap way for you guys to go into Wembley. For me, I feel like this is a London derby. We should have come here with high intensity. I don't care if we lost 3-0 to Arsenal. We should have played a good game today. Playing a low block when you're losing, crazy, bro. We should have come into this game with high intensity. Forget about this is London derby. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You've got to entertain the fans. This is a rivalry. You know what I'm saying. We should have come down here and entertain and play. You saw what happened in the second half. You saw what happened in 65 minutes when these guys came up. If that was what started the game.
Do you think Arsenal will do it in the Prem this season, or do you think we're gonna bottle it?
You've got to work hard. You've got to work hard. For now, I'm not seeing that high intensity, high mentality, 80-90% of winning trophies.
You're not seeing it?
I'm not seeing it. Nah.
What makes you say that?
This performance tonight?
Yeah, but this performance, we didn't need to bring our A game.
A champion doesn't need someone to give him an easy route. You've got to climb on every opportunity. You've got to show that character, that fight. You know what I'm saying? Like, I saw it a lot of time this season where you bottle it as well. Ridiculous.
We haven't bottled it this season. I mean, we're 6 points clear at the Prem.
Were you supposed to be 6 points clear? Last season, at this stage of last season, how many points was Liverpool ahead? I don't know. That's what I'm saying. You've got so much opportunity to go 12 points ahead of this season.
Yeah, but same for City. City could also have closed the gap. Are you saying City are bottling it as well?
We know City is going nowhere this season. I said it several times. City have showed it. They've showed that they're not going anywhere this season. But you guys have everything to match forward to get 10, 12 points ahead. But you're still crawling. 6 points is nothing.
Alright, lads. That's a wrap. I'm freezing. Bro, I had to do the Thai interview with my jacket off because it got chocolate somehow. I don't know where that chocolate spawned in from. But anyway, guys, I can't be saying what I said in the last outro because, you know, I don't want no 40s on me, yeah. But, job done. We're Wembley bound now. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you dislike it, I don't care, bro. Give it a thumbs up anyway. We're out in the cold. Me and my cameraman. Show him some love. You don't know his name, but it's mine now. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.